How you going, everybody? Houls here from Houls Fitness and bringing you our first episode of Q&A Monday. Alright, so the best way to do this is I get a lot of questions come in daily regarding everything from health and fitness to my own personal life experience, etc. So I thought I'd start up a Q&A series. This will be the first of many, I hope, so keep the questions coming in. Put them down below here. Go to my Instagram, at Houls Fitness, my Twitter, at Houls Fitness. Redemption Road is my Facebook page, so all the links and whatnot are below. So send me a question, and I'll probably do the videos up every Sunday, and then they'll be released on Monday nights. Alright, so let's kick it into gear. So the first question comes from a David Selman. Now he's asked, how long have you been working out for and what got you started? I'm assuming a lot of people have seen my recent transformation, which FYI has taken 2 years. A serious change occurred though when I dialed in my nutrition. For those who want to know what that means, dialing in my nutrition means I started to count my macros, I started to count my calories, I started to get really precise to what I was actually eating on a daily basis. And secret, that is the only way you'll ever be able to get the body you want, is to get the nutrition right. You can do all the workouts in the world, but it's only going to get you so far. Alright, so I've been working out as a general probably since I've been about 13, lifting weights. My friend Roger and I used to go to the gym at the old pool that we used to live near, and I fell in love with the iron then. So what's that? That's about 17 years now, but seriously lifting weights for the past 5 years for something, for those who don't know me, I was actually trying out for the Air Force. So I started to try and get in shape, and that was about 5 to 6 years ago. So I started working out then seriously, trying to get everything into place. And what got me started, I guess it's probably more of an ego reason, and that was to obtain a certain style, a certain body, a certain physique, and that got me started. But what kept me going was the results once I started. And I know it sounds really crazy, and it is an iron mentality, but I love picking up things and putting them back down. Simple. Alright, so next question is from Colin Queensbury. If I'm not pronouncing your name properly, I apologise. And yeah, so this one's from Colin Queensbury. Where do I start? I'm assuming you're asking about where do I start in relation to getting started with fitness, I guess. And this question could actually be stemmed over an extensive video, but I'll try and sum it up now. And I will do a future video, so look out for it, on exactly, we'll call it a cheat sheet on how to get started, because that's the biggest question. People just send me messages randomly saying, oh, Luke, throw me some advice, what do I do, how do I get started? And it's not that easy just to answer a question like that. Everyone's different for starters, and I will do a cheat sheet video on that one day. But where do you start? My advice would be is to just start. The fact that you're asking that question is in itself a starting point, which is great, which means you're actually looking to change, whether it be your health, your physique, your station in life, I guess. So mine would be just start. Start researching. That's the best advice I could give. Research what you want to do. Do you want to do, first pick a goal. Do you want to become strong? Do you want to get a certain physique? Do you want to be a power lifter, a bodybuilder, a fitness model, a regular just general health? Decide what it is that you want to do. If it's, for example, if it's a certain body you want to obtain, perhaps look on the internet or through magazines, find the perfect body that you want to have, and then get it in your mind what it is you want to look like. For me, I had a few that I wanted to look like, and I started off, I wanted to look like Rob Riches. You can look him up if you like. He's a famous YouTuber, internet sensation. Also Lazar Angelov, another one. They all had these perfect physiques. It changed over time. All of a sudden, I'd want to be bigger, I'd want to be smaller, etc. But anyway, I started off initially thinking, okay, I want to look like Rob Riches. The perfect physique, six-pack, shoulders. He had hair, I don't. So that's a big difference. So going back to this question, where do I start? All right, depending how serious you are, just get into the gym and really cut back on the shit you eat. You can almost eat whatever you want within reason as long as you're offsetting it with exercise. So it always goes back to energy in versus energy out. Now I've done videos on that before. Now, like I said, it's not a cut and dry question. So where do you start? Just start on anything, anywhere. It's not rocket science just to get into a gym, do anything. Look, I know you might feel intimidated, which actually, looking at the other questions, next question regarding the gym, I'll get to that in a second. I would say just start. I know that's like a real cop-out and easy question to answer by saying that, but it's true. A lot of people get too caught up in trying to make it scientific, and people get too caught up in all the complicated bro science, if you will, that go with working out and trying to obtain this certain physique. 2 rules. Get active and work out your nutrition. Your body needs a certain amount of calories a day to function and to set up for your activity level throughout the day. Find out what that is. I have an AMR calculator, that's an active metabolic rate calculator, at my website. I'll put the link below. Check that out. Find out what your body needs on a daily basis. Eat to that level. If it's 2,000 calories, that's what your body needs. Eat to that level. If you're wanting to lose weight, you got to eat less than 2,000 calories. If you want to gain weight, whether it be muscle or size or whatever, you've got to eat more than 2,000 calories. Not science, not rocket science. Simple as that. Start there. Start with your nutrition, and get to the gym. Start running around the block. Get active. Do anything. I would, however, suggest a 2-week period where you eat the same thing for 2 weeks, day in, day out. That way, if you would, for example, weigh yourself on a Monday, week 1, then in week 3, so after 2 weeks, you come into the week 3, you weigh yourself, you'll realise, I've eaten the exact same food, whether it be 2,000 calories or whatever your body maintenance needs, and you've either lost weight or gained weight. That is a great indication to how much food your body needs. So I would do that. Weigh yourself day 1, and then day 15, which will be coming into week 3. Weigh yourself, that'll be your 3rd check-in. 2 weeks would have passed. You would have eaten the same thing day in, day out, not differed. And that'll give you a good indication as to how much food you need on a daily basis. Because if you've put on weight, you need to cut back. If you've stayed the same, then you know that that's a good maintenance level that you need to stay at. Or if you've lost weight and it's not in excess of, depending on how big you are to start off with, if it's not a huge jump, you can stay the same, keep losing weight that way. Any more questions on that, put them down below. So that's where I'd start. Get active, find out what your body needs in the way of calories, and eat to it. That's nutrition for you. I'll do a cheat sheet on that in a whole nother video, because already I'm at 9 minutes with this video, and I'm only up to question 2 as I do. Alright, so question 3, and this one comes from Paddy Knight. This is actually a good friend of mine. We used to work together. Okay, so at Houls, back when we used to steal deli meat all the time. Okay, so Paddy's question is, how long did it take you to tone up from start till now? Okay, being serious, I would say it only took me about 6 months. I was in comp prep for about 6 months, and when I started, I wouldn't say flabby, but I was at a point where I had a lot of excess. Now, when I started my Redemption Road, Facebook/Redemption Road Facebook page, I had done an 18-month transformation, but I was still at a point where I was somewhat flabby and I was still experimenting with nutrition. I'd sort of just cut, but I didn't understand fully what it meant to have energy in versus energy out. That is the secret that I've found will get anyone to anywhere that they want to do, whether it's gaining muscle, strength building, getting that perfect physique. Basically find out what your body needs. And so how long did it take to tone up? Now, toning up, a lot of women want to tone up, and sorry, I don't mean to be like air quotations and sound like a smart ass or anything, because that's not my intention. However, when people say tone up, you're not toning up, you're actually losing down. You're losing weight, so the actual muscle that's underneath your fat is defined. That's what toning up means. It means losing fat. I'll cut the crap. That's exactly what it means, and that's exactly what you need to do. If you want to tone up, you need to lose weight. It's that simple. You could get to a point where everyone's got a certain amount of muscle underneath their body, but for it to show, you need to strip the fat. I mean, it's that simple. The house is the bricks and mortar, but if you want to see the frame, not that you want to be skeletal and look at your bones and whatnot, but if you want to see what's underneath there, what you've actually got behind the paint and, the render or whatever it is, you need to cut that back. And metaphorically, that's going to be the fat. So if you want to get toned up, you need to lose the fat. You need to strip the fat. It's that simple. Obviously, depending on your goals, you could be, a really skinny person who has problems putting on size, but I guarantee you're pretty toned, even if you're skinny. That would only be a matter of putting on muscle, so then you'd have to eat more. But if you're looking to tone up and you're coming from, an overweight perspective, you need to lose fat. It's that simple. So that's gone off the question a little bit long, a little bit more, but how long did it take you to tone up? Well, it took me about 6 months, seriously. Granted, I had lost a lot of weight, but to get to what I was when I stepped on stage, took me about 6 months. Granted, I could have done it in a shorter time. I could have lost a lot of muscle in the process, and that's what a lot of people tend to do, is they'll cut their calories right down, and they'll also increase their cardio right up, and all of a sudden they're stripping fat, but what they're actually stripping is muscle as well. And the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. So it's a catch-22. There is a good way, a good balance of doing it, and that's not going excessive at the start. Any more questions on that? Down below. Alright, so I hope that answers your question, Patty. 6 months, 6 months is the answer to that one. Okay, so question 4 is from Wendy Adams. How do you get over going to the gym for the first time? Excellent question. People see the gym as a place where there's possibly a lot of meatheads, and I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just mean a lot of people that are in there big, bulky. You know what? Some of my favourite people that are in the gym are the ones that are overweight, and you can see that they want to lose weight. So I guess getting over going to the gym is something that's already been in your mindset, and you're, I guess, a little self-conscious. So maybe that's why you are overweight in the first place, or you might be the skinny kid who wants to put on muscle but doesn't want to be the skinniest in the gym. I understand that too, but I also see those people. I don't look at the people who are already rippled biceps and six packs and big shoulders, big legs and muscular as the elite in the gym. They're not the people that inspire me or motivate me. The people that are overweight and are sweating and putting in the work, and the skinny kid who's there and he's lifting, and you can tell that all he wants to do is look like everyone else in the gym. They're the ones that are inspiring, and they're the ones that are motivational to me. So how do you get over it? Go in as your own role model. Be that person that you see that saying, you're already lapping the person who's sitting on the couch just because you get to the gym. My advice would be like question two, sorry, where do I start? Just do it. Forget about everyone else, because that's going to be the worst thing that's going to kill you. You're going to worry about what everyone else thinks, and basically you're going to shut yourself out. Everyone starts somewhere. If you get in today, in 2 months, a month, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, you're going to be exactly where people who are walking in that day are going to look to and go, oh, I can't wait till I'm that person. And you're 12. You've got to start somewhere, so you may as well start in the gym and be that person. Don't be intimidated by anyone else. Who gives a shit what anyone else thinks anyway? I mean, everyone's there to do their own thing, and chances are the people that, look amazing, they're too busy checking themselves out to worry about you. It is. It's that simple. Look, I'm guilty of it. That's probably 60% of the reason there's mirrors in the gym, so you can look at yourself. Some actually do use them for what they're for, and that's to check form, etc. A lot of the times you end up checking yourself out, and you know what? That's good too, because you've earned the body. You've been at the gym, an hour every day for 3 months, and you look great, so flaunt it. I hate people that get up on people that have been busting their ass in the gym, who want to walk around with their shirt off, and they want to show off what they've built. You are your own creation, and if you want to show it off, you show it off. You deserve it. You're allowed to. All those other haters out there, you can sit on your couch. You can do whatever the hell it is you do. I'm going to do me. All right? Don't hate on those who are willing to get into the gym and put work into their body. Granted, there are some people that do actually get on up their own ass. Sorry about the language, but there are people who become up themselves because they've obtained this certain way of life and physique, etc. And that's fine. That's just another breed of person as well. But there's no point hating on those who have actually worked for it either. But getting over to the gym for the first time and getting in there, don't worry about anybody else. Just do it. All right. Question 5. What should I eat before I work out? I'm only going to do 5 questions. Obviously, this is going 17 minutes. That's a long time. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try and keep them shorter in future. But, okay, so what should I eat before I work out? Now, this would go into a video which I will make in time called Nutrient Timing. Now, there's a thing you've probably heard about nutrient timing. It's not bullshit, but at the same time, it's also, there is science that backs up, if you have a meal beforehand, you put more work into the gym. Well, that's just logic. If you've got energy in your body, then you've got energy to expend, so you can actually put in a bigger effort at the gym, which means you could potentially lift more. So then it's this domino effect. So if I eat before I go to the gym, then I can lift more or lift longer, and if I can lift longer, then I can get bigger because my muscles are more ripped and stimulated than what they were had I not had that energy from the start. You see what I mean? It's that ripple effect. So eating beforehand, you could potentially do this. However, if you eat a certain amount of calories a day, that's all your body needs, your body will become adapted to that. So whether you're having a meal beforehand or after, it doesn't matter, because you're going to have that energy anyway. Some people just feel better for eating beforehand. Some people are time poor and they can't eat before they go to the gym. So eating before the gym, one, I would do it if you feel like you have to eat before the gym. You don't even have to. I don't believe in nutrient timing myself. I just get in, do the bloody workout, and get out. Whether that's in the morning or at night, I do both. So one, I would eat, if you have to eat, I would eat an hour beforehand going. This is a heavier meal, mind you. So if you're not just going to pop a pre-shake or a pre-supplement, a pre-workout supplement, one, I'd have a complex meal an hour before. Two, I'd wait till that digested. So if it takes an hour or a bit longer, you'll know. But I'd say essentially an hour. 3, you want energy, and energy comes from carbohydrates. So you're going to have to eat carbohydrates. Things like brown rice beforehand are good, but take longer to digest. So maybe white rice beforehand. Your more simple carbohydrates are better, so fruits, white rice, sugary stuff. Generally, I'd stick to fruit beforehand, and I'd try and get a protein source in there as well. So that would be my top three. Eat an hour before, make sure it's digested, and get your energy being carbohydrates and a protein source. Ideally, if you could have a shake, a protein shake, that would be good, and maybe a piece of fruit. That'd be perfect. Or even just a tablespoon of peanut butter. That'll have your fats, that'll have your proteins, and a piece of fruit, that'll have your energy. That'd be a perfect pre-workout meal, and have that. They're all pretty simple sugars, so have that about half an hour to an hour before you go and work out, and that'll be enough energy for you to pop before you go. Otherwise, sometimes you just feel like you can just go. So just go. Alright, so that's our first series of Q&A Monday, and it's gone for 20 minutes. I'm hoping not to make it 20 minutes. I'm going to try and bring them down to 10. But if you've stayed with me to the end, thank you very much. Q&A Monday. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Any other questions, put them below, or go to my Instagram, my Facebook, or my Twitter, all at Houls Fitness. Facebook is Redemption Road. Alright guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.